The closest comparison in the modern NFL is Bills defensive tackle and former top 10 pick Ed Oliver. Just like Oliver, Tommy has a shorter frame at 6'2". He tested incredibly at every event at the NFL Combine, but two numbers stand out. Adibare's 4.49 40 time is in the 99th percentile for a defensive lineman, and his arm length is a full 2 inches longer than Oliver's. Simply put, we have never seen anyone this stout who is this fast and this long. But how do these skills translate onto the field? Well, here's Oliver in a game against the Miami Dolphins. Oliver uses his quick first step to get past the left guard and work him out of position. Seeing his man is then off balance, Oliver puts on the brake and begins a spin move inside to the quarterback. Look how far over his toes the offensive lineman is. Oliver has him beat. Oliver then spins inside and makes a beeline for Tua Tagovailoa and buries the quarterback to the ground with some force. So let's see how Tommy does it. At Senior Bowl practice, Tommy starts with the same rip move to get up the field and then uses that identical gorgeous spin to cut inside. Let's see that one again. If there was a quarterback there, he surely would have been flattened. So far this season has been all about the two senior guards for Northwestern, Boo Buie and Chase Audige, but I want to focus in particularly on Chase Audige, who's not only leading Northwestern with just over 16 points a game, but Chase Audige has always been a guy who's stuffed every category in the stat sheet. Rebounds, assists, and notably steals. Audige's 44 steals leads the Big Ten, which is nearly 3 steals a game, and he has pretty undoubtedly been the Cats MVP about halfway through the season.
Northwestern pitched its first shutout last week since 2017, and the defensive line could be in store for another huge one today.
Absolutely. 11 QB hurries for the Cats last week, and now they get a chance to tee off against a Nebraska offensive line that gave up 9 sacks last week against Minnesota. Had some injuries in the second half to the Nebraska offensive line. Expected to get some of those players back today. But Nebraska needs to protect quarterback Dylan Raiola to have a shot today, as both teams looking for that crucial 6th win for bowl eligibility.
Speaking of Kansas Robinson, she is one of the 3 must-know names for the Wildcats going into the year. The junior was named first-team All-Big Ten and second-team All-America as she led the Wildcats in batting average, OPS, doubles, home runs, RBI, and on-base percentage. 2025 could be the season where she stakes her claim as the best hitter in the Big Ten. Her partner in crime is fellow All-Big Ten first-teamer Kelsey Nader, who on top of providing elite defense in right field hit .375 last season and led the team in steals, all while posting an incomprehensibly low strikeout rate. Lastly, Emma Ray showed all of the tools of a future superstar at catcher in her freshman campaign. Her lightning-fast reaction time and howitzer of a right arm allowed her to be the conference's best defensive catcher in just her first season. Offensively, Ray has power for days and seems likely to tack on another handful of homers to her total of 10 from a season ago, which trailed only Kansas Robinson. In order to get to the heights this team wants to reach, Northwestern will have to go through a gauntlet of a schedule. All these teams made the NCAA tournament a season ago, with the exception of Nebraska, who returned superstar pitcher Jordy Ball from an injury and is ranked 16th in ESPN's preseason poll. In the first weekend alone, Northwestern, which is ranked 20th, will take on number 15 Missouri, number 8 Duke, and number 5 Tennessee. Bookending the regular season is another tall test, as Northwestern will travel to LA on the final weekend of the year to take on new conference foe and perennial softball powerhouse UCLA, who starts the year ranked 6th. UCLA, Nebraska, Penn State, Michigan, and Oregon all represent serious threats as the Wildcats chase a 4th straight conference title. But if there's one thing I've learned about this team, never count out the Wildcats. Back to you.
In terms of today's contest, first thing that you have to be searching for is pitching consistency. After a blow-up inning in Wednesday's game against the Legends, where they allowed 8 runs, this Merchants pitching staff went 25 consecutive innings, allowing just 2 runs. Things kind of fell apart in Sunday's game, giving up 22 hits and 17 runs in a game against the Stompers. Can we see a mix of guys who can bring things back into form, keep numbers in the 3-4 runs range, and give this offense enough to produce?
Well, it's going to be certainly very difficult to replace, and Northwestern has been really lucky on the pitching side that they've had an ace for the better part of a half-decade, if not more, going from Danielle Williams to Ashley Miller, followed by Lauren Boyd. And with the way things are shaping up for this 2026 season, it doesn't look like Northwestern is going to have that true ace. It's going to have to be more of a combined effort from pitchers like Riley Grudzalanek, Signe Dose, Emma Blay, Renee Cunningham, who, frankly, last season were very inconsistent, up and down pitchers, so it's all about finding consistency. I don't think we're going to see any of those 4 names throw for 150 innings over the course of the season, but it's all about just getting outs. I don't think any of those pitchers are super high strikeout total pitchers, but all of them can be really good at pitching for contact, especially names like Dose, like Grudzelanek. And it's about early in the season getting into a rhythm, getting into a groove to see who stands out and who this staff can trust.
And then finally, I remember at the beginning of the summer, you were originally slated to only be here for June only, but you're still here and we're over a week into July. It seems like you wanted to stay, you're having fun with the guys. Break that down for me. Why are you still here talking with me today, launching homers?
I'm just having a good time. I played a good amount during the spring and wanted to get out here and swing the wood bat, but I've been having fun. So yeah, been delaying it a little bit, but yeah.
Cy Turner, one of the heroes of today's 7-1 win. The Merchants will be back at it tomorrow on the road against the Crawdads of Walnut Creek. Thanks so much, Cy.
Thank you.
With the loss, Northwestern falls to 5-3. They'll still have 4 more games to pick up that one more win needed for bowl eligibility. But Adam, despite the loss, you still feel like you learned a lot about the Cats today.
Over an hour until kickoff between Northwestern and Nebraska. We just received injury report and some good news for the Cats. Both edge rusher Anto Saka and running back Caleb Komalafe are cleared to play, but a late surprise defensive back Ori Adaye not in the lineup today. Adam, what does this all mean for the Cats?
How does their return change things for Joe McEwen's squad? Well, it's a huge boost for both the offense and the defense. On the offensive side, Grace Sullivan's return. She is top 10 in the country in points per game, second in the country in made field goals per contest behind only Audie Crooks. Huge to get her back for the offense. And then on the defensive side, getting Casey Harder back. She won't blow you away in the box score, but she's the one who's hunting the matchup, always wants to guard the other team's best player. And against a Washington squad that has Savia Sellers, who's top 5 in the Big Ten in points per game, and Ella Dean, who dropped 40 on this Northwestern squad a year ago, getting Harder back is a major, major boost for the Wildcats.